All right, ladies and gentlemen, Martin is the owner of an SBDC051, 62 Moss reissue, and he knows I have the Captain Willard, and he said, McMahon, I need you to do a comparison of these two watches. They're both reissues. They both have 42.5 cases across the bezel. Mind you, the 051 is a bigger watch because lug to lug it's 50. Lug to lug, the Captain Willard is only 46, so it's a smaller watch. So I said, yeah, that would be a good comparison. Now, mind you, the 051 is probably going to sell out soon. It's been available for about 3 years. They go for about $750, and the the Captain Willards go for about $1,300. They've been out for about 2 weeks, and they sell out quite a bit. So let's see if we can do a comparison. Let's first look at the 051. What I want to tell you about the 051 is that it definitely has 6 advantages to the Captain Willard. Definitely has 6 advantages. Number one, it's just a better value proposition. You're getting a higher quality watch at a lower price. For $750, the quality of the 051 over the Captain Willard mostly is in the bracelet. Even though I prefer the style of the Captain Willard bracelet, it's inferior in quality to the 051. In fact, Carlos texted me. He's the owner of a Captain Willard also. He lives in LA like I do. And he said, man, for the money I spent on that Captain Willard, that bracelet, man, very bad. In fact, he put a waffle, I think it's an Uncle Seiko waffle strap on his Willard. But I'm glad he's keeping it though, because it is a good watch. So in terms of value proposition, I think the 051 wins. In terms of eye-catching lume intensity, there's just more surface area of lume on the 051. The markers fan out, and so there's just more drama on the 051. Not that the lume intensity is any less on the Captain Willard. I'm just saying the way the markers fan out on the 051 just makes it more dramatic. So you're getting that. Like I said, the bracelet build goes to the 051. The dressy factor goes to the 051 because it also wins in the high polish glossy look. It wins in that, which may be a disadvantage if you don't want the high glossy dressy look. I think the dome sapphire, both of them have dome sapphire, but I think the dome sapphire is more exaggerated on the 051, so you're getting that dramatic effect. And so you have those 6 advantages, but having said that, and I mean that's a lot of advantages, having said that, if I can only have one, it would be the Captain Willard. Let's figure that out, all right? Okay, let's figure it out. Let's start off with some of the smaller reasons. One, I do prefer the 6R35 movement with 70 hours of power reserve over the 051's 6R15 movement, which is 50 hours. Clearly that's not going to make or break a decision though. That's not what it's going to be. I do prefer the crown at the 4 o'clock rather than the 3 o'clock. So on the Captain Willard you're getting a 3 o'clock crown. Very, very, very unique crown design. Both have excellent crown, no grit on either crown, so that's not a problem with either of them. This is the thing though. Now we're getting into some subjective territory. I prefer the military vibe of the Captain Willard over the dressy vibe of the 051. I just prefer it, and that's going to be subjective. You may like the dressy vibe more. There's no right or wrong answer there. Now this is interesting. I actually prefer the style of bracelet on the Captain Willard, acknowledging though that the quality is superior on the 051. Typical, Seiko had to cut corners on one little area. They knew, $1,300 watch, and particularly the clasp. One of you wrote me, you said, McMahon, you can take the clasp off the stock bracelet of your Tuna 031 and put it right on there. And yeah, maybe I could, but I doubt I'll do that anytime soon. You know, Strapcode reliably will come up with aftermarket stuff for new Seiko releases. Let's see what Strapcode has in the mix in the next month or so. Here's another advantage to the Captain Willard. I prefer the overall case design of the Willard. In fact, when I put this on my wrist, I say to him, okay, this is me. This is my signature watch. One of you said, McMahon, what the heck is a signature watch? Well, I mean, that's subjective. A signature watch is subjective. It's, you know it when you feel it. You can't necessarily put it into words. It represents your watch learning curve, your accumulation of watch knowledge. You know, you found out who you are, what you want, how much you're willing to spend on a watch that defines you and your watch hobby. And the Captain Willard does it. And the 051 is a nice watch. And it has all those qualities I talked about. And it's only $750. But you know what? A phrase has been in my head lately. A phrase has been in my head. Close but no cigar. Sometimes, you know, you'll have a watch box full of 10 watches, 12 watches, 20 watches, and you'll put them on your wrist, and you'll go, close but no cigar. Then you'll put on another watch and another watch. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. I don't get the close but no cigar words in my head when I put on the Willard. And I think for those of us who are pretentious enough to say we're on a watch journey, I think for most of us, we want to get away from having a lot of watches and saying close but no cigar. I think we're happier when we put on a watch that feels like a signature watch that costs more. And as a result of having a few signature watches where you don't have to put it on your wrist and say close but no cigar, I think most of us are happier with a smaller collection of higher price watches. Now, when I say higher price, that's relative. I mean, for me, spending $1,300 on the Captain Willard was going a little bit out of my comfort zone, because usually I spend $1,000. But some of you, you know, it's more like $3,000 or $5,000 or whatever. So of course that's relative. But it's interesting that I'll put a watch on and I'll go close but no cigar. And I don't do it with a Willard, so maybe that's why it's my signature watch. But I have 7 watches now. The next question is, are you going to keep both of these? Well, I think I am. I mean, you just heard me say a lot of amazing things about the 051. But I won't lie to you, it is hard to wear it, having the Captain Willard. But as one of you wrote to me, McMahon, let's revisit Captain Willard after a month or so when the honeymoon is over. And that, of course, that's a good idea. We'll talk about it once the honeymoon is over. But you know, I've been buying watches for 15 years, and it really did strike me that the Willard had a different impression on me than the other watches I've purchased over all those years. And so that's a good sign. And I was so relieved that it wasn't playing small. I was terrified of that situation. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get away from close but no cigar. Let's say, okay, I've got the signature watch, because you're a watch obsessive, and that's where you need to be in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm out.